Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. This is your boy Case coming at you guys again with another Tower of Fantasy video. So in today's video, I actually want to discuss the question of, does Tower of Fantasy have favoritism towards DPS style resonant characters? So I wanted to talk about this just because I seen that this was actually a topic that came up not too long ago by a user on Reddit, and it didn't get that much traction, but I think that this is a pretty interesting topic because there are a lot of DPS resonant style characters in this game, but let's actually take a peek at how many there actually are compared to the other style of resonances in Tower of Fantasy. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm actually gonna bring up the TOF index, and we're gonna number off how many DPS resonant style characters there are compared to the other styles. So when it comes to, let's see, let's switch screens here, and here we go. Boom, there we go. All right, so let's take a peek here. For most of you guys who do not know what these symbols mean, if you are new to the game, this symbol right here represents DPS resonance. This symbol right here, the healing one, represents support resonance, and the shield one represents defense resonance. Now let's number them off. In terms of DPS resonant style characters, how many are there? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there are currently 16 DPS resonant style characters in the game. If this is global, you exclude Bayuki because we are not confirmed to be receiving any collab characters. So there are 15 in global. That's a pretty large number considering how that's more than half the roster. Now let's count how many there are in terms of support resonances. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 5 support resonant style characters in Tower of Fantasy. And how many defense style resonant characters are there in the game? There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So with the exclusion of Mark, because again, as I said before, we do not know if we're going to be receiving the collab character. So there are 4 confirmed for global. Now, why do I bring this up? Does Tower of Fantasy have a Tower of Fantasy have a favoritism towards DPS resonant style characters? The answer to that question is yes. And I do think that they do need to flesh out and start adding more characters with different resonances than DPS. Now, I'm going to kind of share my thoughts on why do I think they're doing this, why there is such a large number. And because it's pretty obvious for me, especially if you've been playing a bunch of MMOs. But my thoughts are this. I think the reason why there's more DPS resonant style characters in Tower of Fantasy than support and defense is because most players' playstyles align with a DPS style fashion. Most, I don't know how many of you out there have been playing MMOs, for how long you've been playing them, but I've been playing MMOs for a very, very long time. And one reason why I can just, I know this is why this number is super low when it comes to support resonances. When it came to other MMOs, one of the main struggles in most of the games that I've always played is that most people don't want to play a healer class. It's not exciting to them. It's very, very boring. You don't really get to get in on the action. Typically, a lot of the time you are holding back. You know, you're far off away from the battle, trying to make sure that everybody is healed. And most people don't like that style of action, that style of gameplay, just because it's not really exhilarating. When most people, again, style aligns up with the DPS because, one, you're actually in the fight. It feels like there's a struggle. It feels like there's some type of battle actually engaging with the player. So most people will play a DPS style character when it comes to MMOs. When it comes to defense style resonances, the only class I've ever seen in MMOs that is really ever played is tanks. Tanks are typically the only class when it comes to defense. They're absorbing all the aggro, you know, making sure that the boss isn't targeting the DPS, the characters that are going to be dishing out the damage. That can be exhilarating for some players, but it really does, from what I've seen, at least for me, it depends on the character. I really need to like the character in order to play the tank. but mostly my style aligns with DPS. Those typically tend to be the coolest characters in the game. I just love their styles in any MMO, and this is where typically I will most of my attention will be grasped. So is this a good thing for the game? Like I said, I think Hada is pretty smart. I think that they did this on purpose, just because they already know this about MMOs. They've been paying attention. And then will this harm the game? No, I don't think so. But I do want to get you guys' thoughts down below in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think this is a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Do you think that Hada Studios actually has a bias towards attack style, DPS resonant style characters? Let me know down in the comment section below. As always, guys, I will catch you guys in the next video. Make sure you rate, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.